Gaffer, obviously been a couple of months now since we last sat down and spoke with you, but how are you doing at the moment?
Yeah, really good. It's nice to come back to the training ground, and I've been in a few times now, but just to see everyone catch up, obviously, and talk about what's been going on, and obviously looking forward and excited to start pre-season in a couple of weeks. It's fast approaching, and obviously get ready for that. But yeah, it's been a nice kind of break. Still been working a lot, obviously, same as a lot of others at the football club. Working hard, obviously trying to bring people in, etc., like yourself. Yeah, but no, it's been really good. Nice break with the family. Itching to get back in there.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of your summer, those times when you're trying to relax, do you just find yourself having phone calls, having Zoom calls, just constantly being on call for, speaking to different players?
Yeah, absolutely. You never, as a footballer, you kind of, if you have 6 weeks off, you pretty much have 6 weeks off, as in, away from the football club. Obviously, you keep fit, etc. When you're kind of on this side of the coin, it's completely different. You're kind of constantly on your phone. I've had a lot of Zoom calls. I've got to met obviously players constantly on the phone to obviously Woodsy and Joe Harvey, and obviously the coaching staff as well. So you never really switch off. Obviously, you go away with your family and you have obviously times with them, but you're always on the end of the phone, aren't you? So when I was away last week, I was on the phone, Zoom calls, etc. Sort of sneaking off from the family, just trying to, because I know she gets annoyed at times. But yeah, it's part and parcel of it. We want to be really active, because we want a very good season next year, and we've been working hard. I know we'll go on to recruitment in a minute, but I think if you look at most clubs, we're probably similar, or if not one of the busier ones probably at the minute. So especially the next couple of weeks, I think it'll start ramping up a little bit, and all that kind of hard work comes to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, we're a couple of weeks away from the start of pre-season now. We've had 3 bodies in the building, a couple of contract renewals as well, of course. How do you feel that we are in terms of the squad we've got so far?
Yeah, I think we're in a good place at the moment. I think there's another couple more kind of within that on the way as well, which is great. So we've got a decent balance in the squad at the minute. We still probably need quite a few more, especially with the big turnover we've had. Lost obviously a couple of players going higher. So we've had to work really hard in terms of try and keep the sort of right balance of the squad. Obviously within the budget, it's really difficult, especially May time, and probably the early part of June. It's really difficult unless you've got loads of money to just go and throw at players, because some of the money going round, it's scary really. Just in terms of, I don't know how clubs survive with the money thrown about. It's I don't. But it is what it is. But I think it dies down. I think everyone becomes a little bit more reasonable, especially when pre-season's only around the corner. I think players start coming to your agents, start chasing you a little bit more, where we're probably caught in them first part of the off season. It's frustrating at times. It's really good at times, especially with us. I think the biggest thing for us is getting the right people in the building, character, and that's always the main thing. So we always try, I'll always try, along with whether that's Woodsy or Joe, we'll always try, or the coaching staff, we'll always try and have a meet them, because I done one the other day, and within 30 seconds it was a no. So you get that vibe from players, and you want players that want to be here. We're not. It's sort of, we're last end of the line, and we want players who actually want to be here, and that's the biggest thing for us. And everyone we've signed so far, and we will sign, want to be here first and foremost. They've got a point to prove. They're ambitious. They want to progress, whether that's with us or they want to progress in their careers, and they're the type of people we want in the squad. So that takes a bit of time to kind of marry all that together. But we feel like we've had some really good conversations. We're still having loads of conversations every day. That's why it's good to meet everyone to come in. Like today, everyone's come in to bounce ideas and to see where we're at, what we need, kind of the conversation, what we're in. So everyone's on the same page, and yeah, it's exciting, frustrating, like I said at times, but that's everyone. You know, I speak to loads of managers and coaches, etc. Everyone's in the same boat. But I think now we're getting really close to pre-season. Everyone gets a little bit more reasonable, and it starts ramping up a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 permanent acquisitions so far. In terms of players who come in on loan, when kind of does that market typically open up?
Again, it depends. Depends on clubs. A lot of clubs like to see, especially the loan market. A lot of sort of clubs will like to, especially the first 2-3 weeks of pre-season. Sort of loan players are more kind of back end of pre-season. Probably last 2 or 3 games maybe of pre-season. We've got our eye on 1 or 2 loans, so you know we're pushing to have them at the start of pre-season, but we might have to wait. So you know they tend to be a little bit later on, but we're looking at that market as well as bringing in obviously permanent ones as well.
And looking at the players that we've got in the building so far, Jack, the latest player to join us, how pleased are you to bring him to the football club?
Yeah, really pleased. Like I think his quality's undated. I think he's a really good player at this level. You know, I think because of the sort of my mate Sads' team, Warsaw, I've seen a lot of him. So because of that, I've watched a lot of them. He's had a bit of a frustrated year or two, real bad luck really. It's not sort of recurring ones. It's kind of sort of he had a bit of bad luck in terms of injuries, but you know he's been fit now for a good few months. He feels he's back to where he wants to be in terms of fitness levels, and he feels like he's got a point to prove as well, which is what we want. I think we're not in the top end of the market in terms of we can go and throw money at players to come here. You know, we have to have ones who want to be here, want to come here to prove a point. Like I said earlier, want to be ambitious in progressing their own careers, and if they want to do, if everyone wants to do that, you know, Barrow progresses with that. And I've spoken to people obviously about him, like I have with Innes and obviously Scott Smith as well. You know, they're real good quality, real good characters. People have got a lot of time for them, and they've got points to prove, and that's what we're looking for, and hopefully we can keep building that kind of squad and be exciting next season.
Yeah, I mean, so far with the quality that's been brought in as well, you must be really pleased. I mean, you're getting someone from League One, someone from the Scottish Premiership, someone from the top of League Two last year. You know, these players, you know, the top end players.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's a big part of it. You know, like Scott played 30-40 games in League One last season. If you look at the comments from the Kilmarnock fans, I think they felt like he didn't really have much of a chance really in terms of we weren't given a chance at Kilmarnock, and was better than probably what was been playing there. You know, obviously people are looking at it like within a goal record, but I think he's one of them players that brings people into the game. With his hold-up play, works his socks off, but needs that kind of run of games to sort of be able to get those chances, because you know he's a really good finisher. We're watching loads of clips and obviously watching him play numerous times. And Jack, as you see, he's got undoubted qualities. Still only 26 years of 26 years of age. He still, again, like you said, he still thinks he can go and improve and get high. Every one of these players, I've said to him, you know, we want them to improve, or we feel we can improve them. So that's really exciting. But yeah, as in the ones we've bought him so far have had really good careers so far, but still like want to go and progress. And you know, SPL, League One, and you know, Jackie in undoubted quality to go and play higher as well.
Thank you very much.
Top man.